All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to the Constant Grind Network. Today it's just me and Zach. Willy Wonka had to go back to the oil field, and tonight, unfortunately, he couldn't make it, but he'll be in the next one. So tonight, me and Zach, we were talking before the show, and today we're going to talk about jobs, applying for jobs in 2021, college educations. Do you need them? Do you not? And we'll go over our thoughts, and we're gonna have some fun with it because it's a fun topic. All right,
Yeah,
Zach.
So what do you think? We heard about your new endeavor a little bit today, and you said you put out a bunch of job applications, a lot of places are supposed to be hiring you here of, and just you didn't get a ton of return back. So what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So I'll tell anyone who's listening. Everybody tells me, "Oh, there's so many places hiring. There's so many places hiring." Go on Indeed, and you're right. There's like 500 million fucking jobs, and I'm applying for everything, except for jobs that paid like $10 an hour, and you have to work between 8 and 10 hours a day. Just because I didn't see the return, like we still have all this to do, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to come home and be wiped to make $80. And if I would have had to, if it would have went longer, that's fine. I would have went and got a job at the gas station. But I just, we need extra funds right now.
No
and
doubt.
I wasn't going to, I'd rather not do it for $10. So looking, sending out applications and follow-up messages. And I rarely even get a denial letter. So I probably have out between 60 and 80 or 100 applications. And like I told you, Zach, earlier,
It's crazy.
I only got 3 back, and 2 were from insurance companies and to be a sales agent or insurance agent. And I don't remember what the other one was. It was something ridiculous. But so I took the job for insurance agent. So you guys are looking at a new Pennsylvania health insurance agent. If you need health insurance, just let me know. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about it yet.
But that's the thing. Like we were talking before this about college education, and do you feel like all these places want you to have a college degree? For instance, the paper mill over in the town across from us, I applied when I came out of high school. I wasn't going to go to college because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to work, make money. That's what I wanted to do. I was a hell of a hard worker, and I worked since I was 16, and I didn't get hired because of I didn't have a college degree yet. So they're hiring general laborers with 4-year English degrees. What in the fuck do people know about that? It's like, are you serious? That's the way this is going now. They're hiring people in these positions just because they have a 4-year degree in fucking literature, and they're going to work on powdered metal parts. Like, I don't understand it.
Zach, I got one story for you. So it was like a month or 2 ago when I was still applying for jobs, and it was some type of sales for a company. I don't remember quite what it was. But it was business to business sales. So they said, for more information, call Mark at this number. And I'm like, well, you don't know what it's all about from these 10 words on this page. I'm going to call him. So I called him, and he's like, hey, this is Mark. I'm like, hey, Mark, I'm on Indeed right now. And I'm looking at, this job offer here, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, dude, I've had that up for 3 months, and you're the first person to call me out of 60 applicants. And I said, really? He's like, yeah, this is great because we need a sales guy or a salesperson, and sales is all talking to people, calling people. So I put that on there for a reason, so people would call me. And you're the first person to call. This is great. He said, what'd you go to school for? And I said, I don't have any college education. Seriously? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, dude, this company won't hire anybody without a college degree. And I'm like, I don't got none, man. And he said, did you go to school to like be a veterinarian or anything? As long as you have some type of education, they'll hire you. And I'm like, I don't. And he's like, dude, I wish I could hire you because you're the first person to call. But the company, there's no way around it. He said they won't do it because you don't have it. And I said, how is that even relevant?
How is it? It doesn't make any sense to me. This doesn't make any sense to me. Like that's when. So after I got hurt, I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I started taking class again, so I could just even basic general education classes in college because I was enrolled in Clarion for a year, which I would never probably have finished. I probably went to work because college wasn't for me. I was more of a hands-on learner. I liked going to work, making money, doing my job. So I went back to school after my accident. I couldn't do it. My head was not there. I was in total opposite place. So it's like I had to do something, and I knew I could do something, but it was just finding something for me to start out at. So I'll give you a little background on how I got my job where I'm at now. I work at Mecco Industries. I started at Pro Process, their secondary plant, and I knew the manager at Pro Process a little bit. Actually, I grew up with his son, and it was weird. On New Year's 2014, I believe. Yeah, 2014. Yeah, it would have been. And we were up for a New Year's party, and I said, I'd really like to get back to work and get out of. I'll do therapy in the mornings and stuff, and then I'll go get my head off. Just get out and do something. He's like, well, we might be looking for somebody, start out just doing a little things here and there, sorting parts or something. So that's where it started, and they took a chance on me, and I gave it my all, and I sort of advanced within the company. And it's just crazy how, and they look at things as, you're a good worker, you're a hard worker. And that's the reason I like that, the company so much is they can see that you're a hard worker, college degree or not. I mean, as long as you're a hard worker, and that's the way I feel it should be. It's, I don't care if you have a 4-year degree at Harvard and you go to work somewhere. That doesn't mean you have a work ethic. Like, I feel that our work ethic is so much better than a lot of these people, which I'm not dissing the college thing at all. If college is for you, 100% go, you're smart. I just I'm not the college material. I can't sit there and learn.
You're not
all
a
day.
classroom learner.
Yeah, exactly. That's how, yes, you're exactly right. I'm more of a hands-on. I like going to work, and I'll work as much as I need to get my job done. And that's the thing. I don't know. It just blows my mind when these places, like I said, when the paper mill said, well, you don't have a 4-year degree in something. Oh, okay. I'm going to work on paper machines and be a general laborer, but I need a 4-year degree in English. Blew my mind.
How long's it been since you filled out a resume? So 2000.
Yeah, 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
All right, so how in a resume, at the top, you're supposed to write an objective, like what you want to do with your career or your knowledge to help your life or the company, whatever, all that.
Yeah.
So in all of mine that I've sent out, I think maybe this turned away people. I don't know. In all of them, I put like, these are my skills. I have, I'm a great leader. I have great people skills. I create a great working environment. But you will never know this by this single sheet of paper. So feel free to reach out with any questions. Here's my number. Here's my email. And, looking forward to talking to you, because I've talked to, a couple of my friends, they run, or, they're high ups in bigger companies, and they go through the hiring process, and I've sent my resume to them, and I'm like, hey, how can I make this sound better and look better? And they're like, oh, put this big word in there so it sounds more important, right? Blah, blah, blah. So I did all that. And I said, would you hire me? And he's like, hell no. And I'm like, why not? And he said, because you don't got no college education. And I'm like, but that has nothing to do with it. And so I laughed about that. And then, so I put that in the header of everything. And like I told you right before we started this, you can see, so 2006, I graduated high school. I was self-employed, had my own business, got in the oil and gas industry. You can clearly see it stated very well how I rose up through the ranks and became a supervisor, what Will is now. And then I was the COO of a fitness company for 3 years and then I went self-employed. How does that not show that someone can do hard work or put in the work?
Exactly.
You
But
know,
just because you don't, yeah,
it didn't say the same title for the past 15 years, right? It didn't say the same thing for 15 years. You could tell someone put in some fucking work,
yeah,
and I don't know, I didn't know what else to do, and it all comes down to just needing that extra money. And I hate to put more time into something else to make someone else rich, but you can't. I hate to say this, but I can't make anything work when I'm broke, right?
no, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
You can't get ahead when you're broke,
You have to do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
right?
And it's a shame that you have to have that piece of paper for somebody to say, okay, yeah, we can hire you,
Yeah.
when they don't know jack shit about you, what you went to school for. But you were talking about, I don't know, maybe spark this idea, but I had an interview actually before I went to Pro Process. Before I started there, I did go to an interview at a company called Lyft in St. Mary's, and this one thing stuck with me. The head guy of it right now, he said to me, he said, we went through the interview and everything went well. And he said, you know what I told the person I got this job from? The thing that, he said, you need to go into an interview saying, when they say, well, where do you want to be in the company? What do you want to do? He said, he looked him right in the eyes and said, I'm going to take your job. And literally he said, that's where I'm sitting today. I after he's done, I got his job. And that's the way you need to go in and think, I believe. And then when I got at Pro Process here, I did fill out the application, did the interview and everything, and I started slow and did different things because I was still doing therapy. But it's just a company, once they take it, maybe they're taking a gamble on somebody who maybe doesn't really have that college degree. But I'm telling you, they have the work. A lot of people have the work ethic that didn't go to college.
Right, right. And there's some stats out there that say that people that don't have a college degree, they'll work harder and harder every year because they don't want to stay stagnant. They want to better their family, so they'll work harder and harder. Um, I don't know. I mean, you guys can Google that shit. I'm not going to cite it. I don't know where it came from, but I read it one time, and I also know this too, that when I was the COO of a company, I would always say to people that I want you to take my job, because if you get to the point that you can take my job, then that means I'm doing my job correctly, and then I'm making you grow. The goal, we all want to move up, right?
Correct.
Whether, even if you're the CEO of a company and you want someone to take your spot, because that means they're doing a damn good job. And if you own that company, then you can get out of that seat, because I always use this analogy, if you're standing in the woods, you can't see all the trees, right? So how do you make a company grow if you're standing in the middle of the woods? You can't see all the problems. That's what, your managers and everything, they tell you all the problems. But when you're on the outside, standing on the outside, or standing up on a hill looking down over the whole empire, right? You could be like, oh shit, that side's weak, or that wall's falling down over there. Nobody told me. Well, nobody knew, because everybody's on the inside, right? So
That's so true. That's insane.
yeah.
That was a very good. I like how you said that. That's so true.
And then I've learned, though, from, I get coaching people, or being the boss of people, or the leader, I should say. I like leader better. That a lot of people don't want anybody below them to know what they know, because they don't want to lose their job. And it's still to this day so hard to educate people, and say, you're not going to lose your job. If you educate Tommy to do your job, then guess what? You get to learn something new and move up.
Yeah.
And that's how it should work. I don't think it works like that in every company, because things are cutthroat. People lie. So no one wants to tell anybody anything. They're like, oh, I know what I know, and I'm not going to tell you because I'm better than you right now. And people are very close-minded, but that's why smaller companies kick ass, because you can grow, and you can walk in and say, I'm going to take your job.
Yeah.
In 5 years, I'm going to be sitting where you're sitting, because I don't want to walk around this damn place.
Yep. I 100% agree. And I just feel that there's way, you see it, I see it, that I am the type of person that wants to not stay stagnant. I want to move forward. I want to advance. And I'm going in with the mindset that I'm going to do whatever it takes to advance. And I hear these people talking all the time. Oh, my job's perfect. I love it. I like my job too, but I also I want to improve. I don't want to stay stagnant in that one position for the rest of my life. I want to learn more. I want to do things. And I really think that that's a strong point that a lot of people should have, to be eager to learn new things within whatever job you're doing.
I agree.
So I don't know. But the college, oh man, I'm telling you, when I went to college, it was fun, but college wasn't for me.
Right.
It was too much of there's a lot of parties.
Yeah. So we are not talking down to anyone
No.
that has a degree, because
No.
I hope it benefited you and made it go really far. But on that note, if you have something to say, email us, write in, comment on this video. We want to hear what you got to say about this. If you guys think that we're onto something here, or hey, I even know a ton of people, they went to 6 year degree and now they're not doing anything close to that, and they spent $250,000 and they'll be in debt for another 20 years.
That's the other thing. Right there's the other thing. For instance, my sister, she got a job. She applied for jobs. She got a job that was sort of in her field, but these jobs she applied for, they said she was over educated for the job. She had too much schooling for the job.
That's a nice way to say, oh, we don't want you.
Yeah, it's like that's just messed up. And you're right. Like you just said, we're not talking down in school whatsoever. But certain people are college material, class material, and certain people aren't.
Everybody learns in a different way, right?
In a different way. You're 100% right. And the people who go to college, I mean, you learn a hell of a lot of stuff, but how much do you actually use in your job, honestly?
Right. Do you need a semester of English to be able to turn knobs for something?
Yeah. Oh, that English was my strong point, believe it or not. I can't spell for some freaking reason. I go to spell something, I can't spell it right. But English in college, the teacher must have liked me. I got a 98 the whole way through.
Wow.
I don't know how the hell I pulled that off. I can't talk and I can't spell very well, so.
Yeah, you're getting better.
I'm getting better.
The more of these we do, the more people we get in front of, the better it'll be.
Yeah, no doubt. But no, I don't know. I don't know. Now what?
Now what?
Now what do you think?
I think that I don't know what to think. That was kind of ended quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to edit this out.
I'll edit it. I'm done. Yeah, I'm gonna do it to mine. Actually, I'll probably just let it play, because this is what happens, guys, when you don't structure shit. And you just
That is it. We jumped on the topic and we jumped on it.
We just jumped on it. We thought it was a good topic, and here we are. So yeah, no, Zach, I'm not gonna edit it, but
I'll tell you what. We're gonna go into this now. How quickly structure can fail. And that is fucking the honest to God truth. Anybody out there listening, last week was a rough week for every single one of us. Will was going back to work. I was taking class after work till 9 p.m. Toby is up working on videos, working on things. It's like we literally got so busy last week that we didn't have time to do much.
And we didn't even talk to each other for like 6 days.
And that's not even normal. Like we haven't done that since the beginning of this. And it's like, holy shit. And we started on this yesterday, we started talking more on it. And it's like, wow, shit fell apart quick.
It fell apart. Nobody posted on Instagram or the blog, or even posted the podcast that we had filmed and ready to post.
Yeah.
So it was terrible, guys. And that's what happens when priorities don't stay priorities. everything
Yeah.
falls apart. And we learned that. That was a hard lesson to learn this past week, and it kicked me in the face real hard.
It was kicked me in the face too, because what's hard is once you get off track of something like this, it's not hard getting back on track. It's hard catching back up to, I don't know how to put it, because I'm trying to catch up my adaptive outdoors. I'm trying to catch up with just posting with hardcore off-road stuff, posting for this. And it's like once you get out of the groove of things, it's fucking hard.
It is, man. The rhythm.
It is.
You got to keep the rhythm.
And you feel so much better when you're in the rhythm. And
Yeah.
you come home, you have an agenda. Last week, I'm not fucking joking to you, I didn't fill out our paper. I couldn't do it. I came home after that class and I just went to bed. I was like, woke up at 6, got day all over again. It's like, oh, it was something.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was traveling. I had so much random stuff going on that I didn't fill it out either. And that's what happens when you don't follow structure, when you don't create your own structure and fill out those structure sheets that we have. I don't have one. I don't have one sitting here.
I don't have mine sitting here. Yeah, I do. No, I
yeah.
don't. But the thing is what happens? I'm sure that we aren't the only ones this happens to.
No, dude. No. So this is why we're building a network, right? That's why this is not called the Constant Grind. I mean, it is called the Constant Grind podcast, but this is the Constant Grind Network because we're creating a network, right? That's why it's constantgrind.net, because it's a fucking network, and we're including everything that we do because we're going to do it all together, because you can't do shit alone. You can only make it so far alone, right? And then we need a team. And that's where we're shooting. We're going to get a team. That way all the shit can get done. We can hire out all this stuff. We can hire out content. We can hire out pictures. And it's super cheap. So why should we spend a half hour doing it when we can, pay a super cheap price? Or once we get so busy, the price goes up. You're willing to pay even more because you're like, I don't have no time. I'm not doing it. I'll give you $100 if you do this in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. So that's the goal, is to build a team, or at least outsource things. Because one, if you're not good at it, luckily with all three of us, between the three of us, we can get everything done. But if you're not good at something, why, if it takes me an hour to edit a video, why on earth would you guys pick me to edit the video every time? Right?
Yeah.
So it would either go to one of you guys, or if you guys suck at it too, then we would be like, hey, we're hiring somebody because we all suck. And there's no sense in wasting an hour when someone can do this little bit of editing in 5 minutes. And it's like, you're right. Doesn't make sense. So that's where we're once we start competing for time, that's when we're going to start outsourcing everything and grow.
When you said about, we are creating a network, and I would love to hear from somebody who's, you've been in this game for a long time as well, the entrepreneurship, different things. I would like to hear from somebody else too that struggles with the everyday life, trying to fit in everything they got to do in a day. They go to their full-time job, they go home, they pound out content, they pound out blogs, they pound out this. How do they structure? How does somebody else structure? I'd like to hear that. I'd like to hear somebody else's side of the story.
Yeah, I agree.
Just to get an input.
Yeah, hell yeah. So we'll end on that note, guys. And thanks again for watching the podcast. This one was short and sweet. Hopefully we have a couple more short and sweet ones. We'll try to keep them jam-packed, but it gets us excited, gets us super hopeful for the network, and we hope you guys love it. Like, share, subscribe, all that cool shit. And if you guys have any comments, or please comment and let us know your thoughts on some stuff. You can call us racist bastards, whatever you want. I don't care. At least it's something.
Yeah.
But
and we're being honest.
And we're being honest, and it's our thoughts. So
it's our thoughts.
Matters.
Yep.
All right, guys. We will see you in the next one. Have a great week.
See ya.